Hi everyone, just a quick update on this significant winter storm that's currently taking shape. Looking at the interactive radar, that snow is falling at a heavy cliff here throughout the Washington D.C. area and Baltimore, excuse me, up through Philly. And the snow is starting to come into New York City. This is as of 10:30 Eastern Time. And I'll kind of zoom out here. We had that area of low pressure scoot across the Tennessee, across parts of Mississippi and Alabama and southeast Tennessee. That low pressure is now transferring its energy to this new low along the Carolina coast. This low pressure is going to move up the east coast here. That's what's going to bring the blizzard conditions later on tonight and those extremely heavy snowfall rates as we go throughout the next several hours, throughout the overnight hours, and throughout the day on Saturday. That's going to continue. And what an event we have taking shape here. This has potential to bring some of the highest snowfall totals ever recorded, if not the biggest snow that Washington, D.C. has ever seen. In fact, if the predictions from many of the news sources are, if they verify, this will be the biggest snow that Washington, D.C. has ever recorded. Just absolutely incredible. Looking at the current watches and warnings in place, all the pink represents where we have a winter storm warning. Nashville, Tennessee picked up 9 inches of snow today. Bowling Green picked up, Bowling Green, Kentucky saw about 10 inches or so of snow. A foot plus across much of southeast, central, and the eastern Kentucky. And the snow was just dumping right now across West Virginia, throughout the state of Virginia as well. And again, Washington, D.C. is getting hammered right now. Blizzard warnings up and down the east coast here from New York City through Philadelphia and Washington, D.C., Baltimore area, all under that blizzard warning until 6 o'clock Sunday morning. So this is a long duration event. Again, the party is just getting started here when we're talking about the snowfall. Looking at I want to show you the winds because the winds are going to be a big deal here. These are winds 10 meters above ground level in knots. And looking at the setup here, we had that low pressure here in central Alabama that's now transferring its energy to this new low developing along the coast here of the Carolinas. That low pressure moving up along the east coast here. That's what's going to bring those tremendous winds. As this low pressure continues to deepen, we're going to see that pressure gradient continuing to tighten and increase here. So those winds are just going to continue to increase throughout the overnight hours. I expect wind gusts in miles per hour between 55 and 65 miles per hour potentially in some areas. I mean, just think about that for a second. Wind gusts of 50 to 60 plus miles per hour. Snowfall rates of potentially 1 to 5 inches per hour. Isn't that mind-blowing? Really, I mean, just crazy. What an event we have taking shape here across this area. And going throughout the day, Saturday morning, boy, that wind's just going to be blowing and howling like crazy. That snow's going to be falling like crazy. And going throughout the day, that just continues here. There's that 986 millibar low pressure just off the coast here, east of Virginia here. So that wind will still be blowing, the snow will still be falling, and again, that low pressure finally gradually, slowly starts to move farther out into the Atlantic by the time we go throughout our Saturday night. And looking at the future radar here, fortunately I have the snowfall map here, looking at the snowfall potential, just mind-blowing. Now, this is a NAM model, and I will say the NAM model does tend to have a bias of overdue in precipitation, so I would probably cut this by about 30%, but you still get the idea here. Washington, D.C. does have the potential to see anywhere from 20 to 30 plus inches of snow, and some of the latest projections coming in are actually suggesting probably 25 to 30 inches in the D.C. area. Just absolutely incredible. And looking at these snowfall totals here, 30 plus inches across this whole swath, according to the NAM. Probably a little bit overdone, certainly, but we're expecting probably up to 2-3 feet easily in these areas. In some areas here, in these higher elevation areas, we'll get over 3 feet of snow easily, I believe. And New York City now projected to see over probably a foot or more of snow in the New York City area. Once you get up to Boston, that's where we expect that very sharp cutoff, and probably not going to see a whole lot of snow in the Boston area. You guys really are going to get a shaft on this here, at the New England really missing out on the party here when it comes to the snowfall. So, boy, what a big event we have taken shape. And just kind of going through the future radar to kind of time this out throughout the rest of the night and into the day on Saturday. I'll go here to the NAM model, bring this up here, load here, go into the precipitation. and that snow will continue. This is really a long duration event because of the, again, like I said, that low pressure is just now developing here, continuing to strengthen. So we're going to continue to see those conditions worsening over the next several hours, and going forward throughout the rest of the overnight hours. I apologize, my internet's a little slow here, as you can see. For tonight, that snow continues to increase across this area as that low pressure continues to strengthen and deepen. Those winds increase, and here we are by tomorrow morning. Here we are by 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Heavy snow here throughout the D.C. area, Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York City, throughout this whole swath here. Heavy snow continuing to fall. And watch what I want you to notice here, as I keep going forward throughout the day tomorrow. Watch how that snow on this back edge just come ahead of the low pressure. The snow just sits here for hours and hours and hours and hours, and just continues to dump on this area as it just slowly moves on the coast. You saw that snow at 7 a.m. Here we are by 7 p.m. Look how that snow is still in place here. So, I mean, this snow is just going to be dumping and dumping and dumping throughout the day on Saturday. And just a gradual process here as the low pressure pushes off through, farther into the Atlantic. The snow gradually begins to wind down. The winds gradually begin to kind of settle down here tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. And then eventually by Sunday morning when you wake up, we're into clear, high pressure coming in, and we're going to be dealing with much better conditions as we go throughout our Sunday. So one event we have taken shape here with these tremendous snowfall totals. I'm going to throw the snowfall map here up one more time just to show you here. And easily going to go down probably as one of the top 3 snows in Washington, D.C., if not the biggest snow they have ever seen. So just an incredible event. I can't even imagine the kind of snow drifts that these areas will see with those kind of snowfall totals, and you throw in that much wind with it. Just absolutely mind-blowing. And just prayers, thoughts and prayers go out to everyone in these areas. Pray that your power stays on. And certainly, just sit inside this weekend, watch Netflix, enjoy the snow, get outside and play in it. Just have fun. I mean, snow is awesome. And these areas don't get these kind of events very often, especially an event like this. This is really almost like a once-in-a-lifetime when it comes to these kind of totals that we're seeing across the Mid-Atlantic region. So be sure to enjoy it, and stay safe out there, stay warm, and thanks for watching this update.